Thought it was a productive practice yesterday with the Jets. I thought we got a lot accomplished. It was good to see another colored jersey, guys going against different skill sets, competitiveness. I thought we practiced the right way. Coach Sala and his team, I thought, did a fantastic job, and we try to reciprocate it. So we got a lot out of it. It was good work.
Where do you stand on playing time in the game after that kind of practice?
We're going to talk about it today after practice, and probably tomorrow morning, and then we'll have a feel of exactly what we want to do.
With signing Santoso, is that a sign that Graham is obviously not through the protocol?
Graham was still, he wasn't ready to go. So figured we'll get Ryan, let him kick some more. We always have Jamie if we need it, but that was the thought. And we added Travis too for our receiving guys.
Playing time in that preseason game, is it just deciding how much we want guys to play, or are you insistent on having your starters play in that game?
Not necessarily.
Been pretty heavy on wanting your guys.
Yeah, I think we've got a lot of good work. We'll have another good day today. We'll talk about that as a coaching staff and do what we think is right for our team where we're at this point.
How much of a relief was it to get the news about Aziz? I'm sure you saw him pull up and it didn't look good initially.
Yeah. Anytime you get better news on an injury that it may or may not be, I think you're always happy as a coach. But he'll be day to day. We'll just keep on grinding him through.
Can that injury possibly threaten his week 1 availability?
Don't know yet. Don't know. No, I just say again, day to day. That's where he's at. When he's out there is when he'll be out there.
Is there anyone right now that will not be ready for week 1? Some guys who haven't been seen in a week or so.
No, not. I mean, we'll get to that point, but not at this point.
Brian, what kind of a summer have you seen from O'Shane? He's sort of been the fill-in guy while your outside linebackers have. Each of them has been out.
Yeah, I think he's done a good job. He's been ready to go. He's been available. He's been improving. He's a big body guy. Got heavy hands. Does a good job of setting the edge. I think he's picked up the defense well. Drew's done a good job with him. So we need that from our guys.
Will you give Coughlin or Brown some reps on the edge just because of your numbers and they've played in the past?
That could happen. Yep, based on where we're at, that could happen. I'm not going to say it's definitely going to happen, but I addressed that with the defensive staff just to make sure those guys are ready in case we need it.
Was Jihad on the field yesterday? We were watching the offense.
Yeah, he didn't do anything relatively out there, but he's getting better.
Brian, what's Wandale doing?
I just put him down for yesterday. He's had a lot of reps. He'll be fine.
Brian, what would you say is the most surprising thing that you've learned about Daniel Jones since coming into the building, whether that be on the field or off it?
True pro, works extremely hard. He's in real early, stays real late. He's good with his teammates. He's a good communicator. He's improved every day since we've been here. I'm not just saying in training camp, but good young quarterback to work with.
In what sense has he improved specifically?
Really with everything. Again, it's hard to learn a new offense and execute it right off the bat. There's so many moving pieces when you're installing a new offensive scheme, from cadence to play call to reads to protection systems to check with me's to audibles to NASCAR or fastball terms. There's a lot to learn. So each day I think he's making progress with it.
Presuming you haven't made a determination on this yet, at what point do you want to decide who's going to be your play caller week 1 offensively?
When we play that week. Yeah, Mike's done a good job. He'll call this one, and we'll revisit like we revisit all of it. But we got a lot of confidence in Mike.
Right. I think you knew Xavier when he was a freshman at Alabama, right?
Yeah.
So what kind of leadership skills did you see from him when he was coming into college? And what have you seen from him?
Yeah, I would say I was more focused on the offensive side of the ball in general. I'll just speak at my time here with the Giants. I think for a younger player, he has no problem speaking up. He's a good communicator. He knows the defensive system very well. I think he does a great job with not just the defensive backs, but communicates with the linebackers, the front guys, the offense. He's really been a pleasure to be around.
Do you have specific numbers of positions when you're making the 53 that you need need X amount of tight end, X, whatever?
No, I think each year it's varied from the teams that I've been on, and I'm certain it'll vary this year. You try to do the best job you can of creating the most competitive roster that you can have. Sometimes it's heavy on one spot, lighter on the other spot. I think, the kicking game always has importance in really all those back end jobs. So I'm sure it'll be a little different than it was the year before, or 5 years, or 10 years.
How about quarterbacks with that? The practice squad rules changed.
Yeah.
About 2 years ago,
Yeah.
3 years ago. So does that affect how you do that? Would you keep 3 quarterbacks on the active roster?
We could. Yeah, we could. I'm not saying we will, but I think everything's on the table at this point. This will be an important week for a lot of players, the last game, to evaluate them. And then, we'll have discussions. We've had them. We'll continue to have them. But I wouldn't rule anything out.
You've been in this league when you would have your final cuts and then you guys roll right into the game week. The fact that they've built in now over the last couple of years this extra week, how does it alter your preparation for week one in terms of what you've got to do?
Yeah, no, good question. We'll focus on ourselves still here coming up this week. I think you can overdo preparing for a team, both as a coaching staff and as players. At least that's what we've done the last 4 years when I was at Buffalo. So we'll focus on improving the things we need to work on, and again, it'll give some time guys to get rested up and healed up, and hopefully we'll have as many out there as we can.
Have you decided how many days of practice you're going to have next week?
3.
So you'll do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah. Yep.
Good question.
Do you think Daniel had a good practice yesterday, and how do you think he's grown in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I thought he did some good things. I think he's, again, he's taking steps each day, Pat. He's improving, his eyes, his vision on this, whether it's the second level, the third level, his reads, his footwork, his ability to get to checkdowns when we need to. I think he's seeing downfield clearly. Again, I think Daniel's improved every day he's been here, and part of it is just him, the type of person he is, the way he works. I think we're building. We still got a long way to go, but I'm pleased with his progress, his leadership, how he's handled things. Each day we've gotten a little bit better.
Where do you stand with that left guard spot at this point? I know you've had a lot of injuries and some guys, I guess, that are.
Yeah, I think that's probably a better one for next week or the week after that. I think we'll see where we're at physically. We definitely have people that have played inside there, and in a week or two we'll make sure we have who we think is the right person in there.
We haven't seen Shane. How's he doing?
He's coming along, but I wouldn't anticipate him anytime soon.
He won't play week one, Brian.
Probably not.
You mentioned the other day the idea of the urgency, senior guys, knowing what's coming on Tuesday. For you've made a point to say you want to connect with the guys individually. Is there any point over the next 48 hours that you'll go to guys who are on the bubble and kind of, I don't know if it's a pep talk or motivational, or do you just kind of let things play out the way they are?
I'm more, at this time of year, everybody's kind of on, I wouldn't call it stress, but it's important to everyone, just put it that way. And everybody knows it's important to each person out there. And again, just the amount of respect that I have for the players, I think everybody deals with that in their own way. I tell them all they can focus on is doing the best job they can do. And that's each and every day that we've evaluated since we've been here. And if you can do that, you can live with yourself.